Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you how to make a relief like this and make two paths of it in ArtCAM. Okay, so first we use a software Blender. Open Blender and pay attention to the version. I'm using the 2.9 version. So click on the cube and press X and then select the delete, and then I hide this light and the camera. Okay, make sure this collection is selected and we press the number 7 on the number pad on the keyboard. It's highly recommended that you prepare a full-size keyboard to use Blender software. There are many shortkeys on the keyboard and many on the right side on the number pad area. Okay, so we press 7 on the keyboard. Also, you can press this Z here. Okay, so we shift A and add an image as background. I got this image on internet. While this image is selected, press G on keyboard for grab and press X to limit it moving along X-axis. Zoom in and G to move this to the position we want. I want to make this at the center. Okay, so then unfold this and select the scene section, create a new collection. So for this one, we double click here to make it, rename it as background. Okay, so we start. While this collection 2 is activated, shift A and we create a curve circle and we press S on keyboard for scale and resize it almost like this. Okay, and then here in the Object Data Properties tab, we make the resolution to maximum 64, and here in the geometry profile we make the resolution to 0 and we increase the depth like this. You can turn on the X-ray mode to see through it. Okay, looks good. You can rotate and see the shape anytime you want, and you can press the 7 on the number area to back to top view. Okay, we expand this to see it here. This is a Bezier circle, and then we shift A again to add a mesh ISO sphere. Also use S to scale it to a smaller size, and here I use Ctrl 3 to make it more smooth. Okay, and then I use S and Z to scale it along the Z axis. I press 1 on the keyboard to view it horizontally. Then I press S, Z to make it just a little bit higher than the circle ring. Okay, like this. Then we can turn off the X-ray to see it more clearly. Okay, 7, and I think it looks good. Okay, so now we Shift A mesh plane, S to scale it, and G to move it, and X to along X-axis. Something here. Okay. We hold the Shift button and press down the middle button on keyboard to move the workspace. Okay. And we press table button on keyboard to into the edit mode. You can also select edit mode here. And by default, it's the vertex select mode. So we can select the vertex, the points here. Okay, before we do any changing on this plane, we activate the mirror symmetry on the y-axis, and we Control R to divide it into 2 parts, along and vertically. So when you press it, you can choose where to put it. I just right click, so it will in the default position in the middle of it. Okay, I press Control R and use the mouse wheel to scroll up, so it's become more lines. I need 2 is okay, and I move it near the x-axis and then left click. Okay. Now we select this point G to move it. You can see the one below the x-axis is also moved accordingly. We select this, press X on keyboard and delete the vertex. Okay, we select these 2 and hold Shift key to select these 2, and we press F. Okay, so then I put this very close to this. I select them both, G, and move it in the middle of this circle ring. And then this, select this 2 1, G, and move it along X here. Okay. With these 2 selected, we press G and Z, can move it up. We press 1, so we can see more detail. G and X, move it inside the ring. Okay, then I turn off the X-ray and you can see the effect. It will be like this. Okay. I press table on keyboard to exit the edit mode, and then Control A and apply all transforms. So now this orange point is back to the origin point. Okay, so now we Shift A, empty, and plane axis. It's named empty number 1. Okay, so I select this part and also the empty one. Control button. Hold the Control button to select these two, and then Shift D to duplicate them. So I have duplicated, and just right click to put it back to the default position. I press 1 to view this direction, and G to move these two along Z. Just make sure it's below the middle of the ring. Okay, we select this, press 7, press R for rotate, and move it this direction, and press -45 and enter. Then turn on the X-ray mode and tab into the edit mode. Move it G to move. In this and this. In this. Tab, we can see it's like this. Okay, select this, Control A, and apply all transforms. Okay, we're back to 7, and now we add the modifier properties, add modifier, array, and into the constant offset, make it 0, and object, select, enable the empty one, and make it 4 count. Okay, now we select the empty one only. 7 and R. We press 90 degree and enter. So we have it. And now we select this big one. Also add modifier, array, make it 4, and unselect this, Let's select the constant offset and 0. Okay. And object offset, select the empty 2. Okay, then we select the empty 2, R to rotate 90, enter. Okay, so we have this part down. Okay. So now we fold this collection and we select the Sense collection and add a new collection. Now we select the we turn off the view of the collection 2 and we select collection 3, Shift A, curve, mesh, plane, S for scale, and turn on the X-ray. Okay, and then I Control R, tab into edit mode and then Control R to add a vertical line to divide it into 2 parts. Left click and then right click. Okay, I activate the X and Y mirror. So I select this vertex and G to move it, so you can see it all the 4 moving together. Okay, select this G, move it above. Okay, press tab to exit the edit mode, and then I go to object, convert to curve. So I got a curve of this. Then in this object data properties, make the resolution minimal to 1 and the geometry profile to the resolution also to minimal 0, and then the depth. Before we add depth on it, I think we need to Shift D to add a copy of it. Right click, then S to scale it bigger, like this. Okay, and then also select this origin one and Shift D, right click, S, and scale it inside like this. Okay. Okay, first we select this biggest one, we add offset. We go to the profile, depth, and make it like this. Okay, and we select the middle one and go to the profile depth, make it something like this. Then we select the smallest one, make it like this. Okay, then we press 1 and G to move Z to along the Z axis. We put it just something like this. So to make sure it's this line is almost coincide of this line. Okay, so we turn off the X-ray, we can see the effect like this, and then while this smallest one is selected, we go to Object, Convert to Mesh. So now we press Tab into Edit mode, and we select this, hold Shift key to select this, this, and this, and we press F. So make it a surface, and then select this, hold Shift, this, this, and this, F. Okay. In Blender, to get better quality, it's better to always make planes with 4 points, quarter points. Okay, we exit the edit mode, and now we press 7 and turn on the X-ray so we can see it's almost there. Okay, so we turn on the view of the collection tool. We cannot see them because they are covered by the items in the collection 3. So now we select all the 3 parts in collection 3. We press 1, G and Z to move it down just below the collection 2. You can move it closer by zoom in. Okay, now we press 7. So now we have this one down. We go to File, Export, OBJ. We save one into the desktop, give it a name, hex, export OBJ. So in the desktop, we can see it here. And if you are using Windows 10, the OBJ can be opened by a 3D Painter software, which is installed by default. We can see it's like this. I think it's okay. So now in ArtCAM, we create a new model and give it a size as a square. Okay. Don't save it. Then into the relief, import 3D model. Select this hex, open. We can see it because the direction may be different in ArtCAM. So first, we see the X size, Y size, and Z size. We make the biggest one into 200 and apply. Aha, it's here. But direction is wrong, so here we make it minus 90 degree. Apply. Okay, and then put it into center. And it's too high. We don't need the below part, so we change the Z to minus 15. Apply, or maybe 16. Apply. Okay, so we press paste and cancel. So now we have this relief imported into ArtCAM, and then we can use the scale relief to resize it. Now it's about 29. We make it to 15. I think it's okay. Apply and cancel. Okay, so now we can rename this one to X, and we can open the relief library. So there are many things here, so I just drag it into my library, so we can find it here. So in future, we can just drag it into your workspace to use it to your other work. So let's now make the toolpath. And create machine relief toolpath. Whole relief. Finishing tool will use bore nose 6mm and a roughing tool end mill 6mm, and trim the step down to 3mm. Set the material to be 20. Okay, and seems okay. Calculate. Okay, so now we simulate it. Okay, so now we can save the toolpath for your sensor router. Okay. Okay, so Blender is a very handy and powerful tool to create relief for woodwork and other 3D printer or something like that. So thank you for watching, and leave a message in the comments if you want any help from me. Thank you for your watching. Bye.